Hello, everybody. So I'm going to quickly talk about the parallel line equivalencies and the things that happen with it. And I'm going to try to talk about it in a way that hopefully will tie everything together. So let's say that we know that these lines are parallel. And I think most people are okay with if we know the lines are parallel, then we know corresponding angles would be congruent. Um, and alternate exterior angles would be congruent, and alternate interior angles would be congruent, and consecutive or same side interior angles would add up to 180. Things of that nature. I think most people are fine with that. I think the part of the equivalencies that gets people is if I know two angles are congruent, then what does that, or if I know two angles are a certain type of angle and are congruent, how does that show everything else? So let's just start off with 1 and 7 are congruent. Now, 1 and 7 being congruent, they are alternate exterior angles. But a few things that we do know. If I know that angle 1 and 7 are congruent, then I also know that angle 3 and 5 are congruent because they're vertical angles to 1 and 7 respectively. But 3 and 5 are alternate interior angles. So because I have a set of alternate interior angles, because I have a set of alternate exterior angles, 1 and 7, congruent, I also have a pair of alternate interior angles, 3 and 5, congruent. Okay, so let's see if we can't get the others. Let's look at angle 4. So angle 4, I know that if I take angle 3 and angle 4 and add them together, I'm going to get 180 degrees. Okay, that's fair. It forms a line. We're used to that. But let's look at number 6. If I also look at number 6, angle 5 and angle 6 have to add to 180. And because we know 3 and 5 are congruent to each other, that means 4 and 6 have to be congruent to each other. Also, because 4 and 3 add up to 180, and 6 and 5 add up to 180, that means 6 and 3 add up to 180 degrees. So I have my same side, or my consecutive interior angles are supplementary, and that goes on both sides. So now this just leaves us with angle 2 and angle 8. Well, angle 2 is congruent to angle 4. They're vertical angles. Angle 4 is congruent to angle 6. They are alternate interior angles. And angle 6 is congruent to angle 8, which are, because they are vertical angles. So angle 8 and angle 2, alternate exterior angles, are congruent. Also, angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, Angle 8 and angle 7 are supplementary, meaning angle 8 and angle 1 are supplementary, and angle 2 and angle 7 are supplementary. So we have that consecutive or same side exterior angles congruent. Now, the only one that I haven't really talked about yet are corresponding angles. But 1 and 7 are congruent. 7 and 5 are congruent. So 1 and 5 are congruent. So corresponding angle pairs end up being congruent. Now, I know this isn't necessarily the best written explanation, because I've just kind of been going through and changing the angles and just talking about them. I am happy to explain more if anybody needs it. But I am going to close with showing what the angle measures were, so that we can see that each of these acts the way it does, or the way we expect it to, the way we described it. So we have situations like that are present in this diagram. But again, notice we started off only knowing that angle 1 and angle 7 were congruent. And then every other type of parallel line angle pairs ended up falling into their categories. This always happens. Hence why we describe them as being equivalent to each other. If you know any one of them, you can essentially assume all of them are true. That is going to do it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.